better like you're in a thriller. Heart goes pound, pound, pound. Ghostly figures, they can get so bitter. Show you want to enter, you can turn back now. You don't know where I've been. What's going on inside? Where the monsters like to come alive, come alive. Do you really wanna know me? I'm really not that cozy. It's up to you,
I can finally play an intro.
You love me at my worst, till the coffin's in the dirt. Try to break me like a curse, you know that will never work. I'm a little bit absurd, I like dancing on the verge. Anyone can love a pretty little mansion, but could you love a haunted, haunted house?
I have no idea. Welcome, 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 everybody. And why is it on this one? I don't know. Oh. I guess that's good enough. Anyways, okay. I am using the two lives at the same time. See how that goes. So hopefully everybody's having a good day. Also, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the vertical one has gifts that you can do. I think it's gifts or gems or something like that. I can't remember what it is. Also, I forgot to do this real quick. Let me enable this. Figure all the time wanting to do an intro, and it failed. Well, it did on one and didn't do on the other one, which is odd. Guess we'll have to figure that out. And as you can see, we do have chat on the windows again, or on the chat, or on the screen, whatever you want to call it. I thought it had something to where you can darken it up, though. I'll have to make a thing for it, though. I think a background for it, so it'll be dark on that certain spot, so you guys can see chat better. I think we can actually make it wide. Oh wow, that's takes up too much screen. There we go. I guess that'll be good. It's still the same channel. It's just one is widescreen and other is vertical, or one's horizontal and one's vertical. So those that want to watch on, their phones or whatnot, tablets, it's easier. I don't know. You can pick whichever one. It's the same live. But tonight I thought since Thanksgiving's in a couple of days, I thought we would go over some conspiracies within Thanksgiving. I didn't know there wasn't any conspiracies, but evidently there's quite a few conspiracies allegedly pertaining to Thanksgiving. What you guys can see everybody's chat up there on the screen anyway. So if you're in one, you can still see and chat to other people on the other thing. I can tell who's on. See, like B is over there. It doesn't show that she's over there, but I can tell because it says it's vertical. Hey, Larry, how's it going? But like I said, let me find a good page real quick. Let's see about this one right here. Slide that over there. Okay. So, B, have you already started cooking already? Since we've only got 2 days left to go. I'm probably going to do beans and a couple things tomorrow. Okay, it says, let me pop this up over here. It says, the formation of Thanksgiving as an official United States holiday did not begin until November 1863 during the Civil War. President Abraham Lincoln officially established the holiday as a way to improve relations between the northern and the southern states, as well as U.S. and tribal nations. Just a year prior, a mass thing took place. Can't say it here. Of the Dakota tribal members. Corrupt federal agents kept the Dakota Sioux from receiving food and provisions. Finally, at the brink of death from starvation, members of the tribe fought back, resulting in the Dakota War of 1862. In the end, President Lincoln ordered 38 Dakota men to be deleted, and he felt that Thanksgiving offered the opportunity to bridge the hard feelings amongst natives and the federal government. Okay, you're not going to have to start a few things tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, that's when I'll probably end up starting. I'm not going to go and do a bunch of desserts or anything. Usually, the candy and stuff I usually do for Christmas time. It's more dishes and stuff for Thanksgiving. While the Thanksgiving celebration today may not have complete factual roots, Native Americans, Europeans, and the cultures across the world have held festivals and special meals in gratitude for bountiful harvest and to reflect on the past year. Many across Indian country continue these traditions by simply sharing a meal with friends and loved ones without referencing it as a true Thanksgiving. A lot of people don't acknowledge it as Thanksgiving. They say, I'm going to get together with family and it's going to be about sharing a meal. But we're not going to acknowledge the Mayflower and the Pilgrims because it's holding up a false moment of friendship and completely disregards, won't say the other, but you guys have heard this all before. But first of all, the way I look at Thanksgiving, I wasn't there. I don't know how they had their Thanksgiving dinner or their harvest dinner or whatever they want to call it. It was evidently it was good enough to keep the tradition through the years, be it full harvest moon or harvest dinner or whatever they want to call it. But the fact being, to me, if it was a bad thing, I think it would have been more present in our history. I'm not saying nothing bad happened to the Indians or nothing bad happened to the Pilgrims. There's bad on both sides. But the fact being that we should still get together and give thanks for the year that we've made it through, so to speak. Yeah, that talks about the disease. Yeah, this one talks about a lot of false, we'll skip this one. Let me find another one here. Okay, this is Wikipedia. Let me bring this over here so I can see chat and everything here. Myths of the first Thanksgiving is a mythological retelling of a 1621 harvest feast by the Pilgrims in Plymouth, Massachusetts, and the foundation for the modern Thanksgiving. As it's celebrated in the United States, it's also called Thanksgiving myth. I've never heard of it called a Thanksgiving myth, though. Let's see. The description of events have been criticized by both indigenous people and people of the United States. The scholars for how it is in history, particularly the relationship between the Pilgrims and then the Indians. I'm not going to keep calling it the same thing. Historian David Silverman describes the myth of the first Thanksgiving as such. The myth is that friendly Indians, unidentified by tribe, welcomed the Pilgrims to America to teach them how to live in this new place. Sit down to dinner with them and then disappear. Okay. Interesting. Okay, that's good. Thanks for listening in. The background. According to the myth, the Pilgrims left England on the Mayflower in search of religious freedom. Once the Pilgrims landed, the myth says they found the local Indian people with whom they had a warm, friendly, and faithful relationship, with the settlers requiring assistance to survive, which they provided out of the goodness of their hearts. In truth, the leader was one to initiate contact with settlers in March 1621. After a time of wary avoidance, they had previously neglected experience from European fishermen, some of whom had captured individuals as, you get the relationship was political rather than being based on interpersonal relationships with the Indians, hoping for an alliance with the settlers would allow them to access trade and help them fight against the other tribes. The alliance was also not universally approved, with individuals challenging the idea with the alliance with a good idea. The Pilgrims primarily maintained an alliance with the Indians in order to access the resources. And then you get, the smallpox and all that stuff. The feast. According to the myth, the first Thanksgiving celebration for 3 days with local Native Americans. I like how they keep changing the names of the definition of an Indian, I guess. They keep changing the names of them. In attendance as guests, as a way to give thanks for each other's presence and contributions. Historians are unsure if the settlers invited the Native Americans. Some accounts suggest that Indian men came to the settlement after hearing celebration and gunfire, fearing the settlers were under attack. Other historians think that their presence might have been convinced by the leader, the Indian leader, happening to visit the settlement on a diplomatic grounds on that day. Furthermore, the artistic renditions tend to feature only a few Native Americans in attendance, when the truth, the event had about 90 Indian visitors compared to the 50 settlers. It was true that both English settlers and Indians ate together, and there were prayers and games. That's the way I like to think of it. Everybody's sitting down there having, and to me, that sounds more realistic than the other. Now, things fell apart after that. There's a lot of bad talk about it past that. Let's see. Foods eaten. And we all know about because we talked about this last time about, kind of stuff they might have eaten back then. And it says the myth of the first Thanksgiving often attaches modern day Thanksgiving foods to the 1621 event. Turkey is uncommonly portrayed as the centerpiece of Thanksgiving meal. Although it is not mentioned in primary sources, and historians suggest turkey would have been rare in New England at the time and difficult for pilgrims to hunt with their available weapons. This claim has been disputed by curators of Plymouth, the museum which teaches the history of the Plymouth colony. Although pie is commonly associated with modern Thanksgiving celebrations, it would not have been present in 1621, even due to the lack of butter or wheat flour. Similar potatoes would have not been brought to New England yet. Foods like pecans and sweet potatoes would not have been present, as they came from Southern celebrations starting in the late 19th century. Primary accounts suggest that the feast included crops by the Plymouth settlers, fowl hunted by the settlers, and even deer, which would been brought by the Indians. Historians, geez, think the deer would have been processed into stew with cornmeal, succotash, pumpkin, and cranberries may have also been served. Accounts of more than extravagant dinner would with I don't even know what that word is, that would have been impossible given the supplies at hand were popularized by authors. Yeah. Okay. That pretty much sums up what they would have ate back then. And again, we don't know. They might have had a whole bunch of turkeys. It might have been a field day. The Indians may have brought a bunch of turkeys. You don't know. Let's see. Background. We're going to that one. And this is probably one of the most famous pictures. Let me see if I can get this on the screen. Share screen. And that. There we go. Kind of see it there. Unfortunately, Indians are over here on the right. Kids are down here. But I would like to think that's how our forefathers spent their first Thanksgiving here. Not everything turned out just all dandy and everything, but it is what it is, I guess. But I thought that's probably one of the most famous rendition paintings there is of the first Thanksgiving. Oh, and I'm all wonky. What the heck? I'll find one here in a second. The thing is, I have to get them to match because I have two views here. I have that little bitty view and I have the bigger view on the side. That's good enough. Okay, let me go ahead and close that. Here is, let's see what this one is. Okay, where are they? Evidently, there isn't any. It says 5 totally false Thanksgiving myths. There is none on here. Evidently, there wasn't any myths for it. There's just a painting of a little boy sleeping. Okay. I don't know. Oh, well, we won't be doing that one. I was looking forward to that one too. Yeah, I like there's so many different stories of what is the real story behind, and there's so many people have the real story about Thanksgiving. And it's been proven there's only mentions of the first Thanksgiving. There is nothing written in stone about Thanksgiving, the first Thanksgiving. But all these people, these are historians and experts, they have the story though. It's very interesting that, it's been proven that it's the first Thanksgiving that we shared was just mentioned here and there. It wasn't documented or anything like that. Yeah, and the one thing I can get out of all this is it says the common myth is that the settlers and the Native Americans celebrated a peaceful celebratory meal together. Don't know if it's true or not. I don't know. What are some of the stories that you guys have heard of the first Thanksgiving, or the conspiracies of them, I guess you would say? Best of luck. Hope you don't die from food poisoning day. That's a good one. In alternative theories, some historians suggest the Wanapago men came after hearing the celebrated gunfire and fearing an attack. That may have been true, but they still sat down and ate together. Oh yeah, there's you heard the story about the one settlement. Totally, everyone disappeared, and more than likely they didn't survive the winter. But there was no bodies left or anything like that. Hard to say. I heard or read years ago that they sat down and ate a nice meal together. Yeah, that seems about the gist of the main part of it was that. And if it was, they heard gunfire and was running to their aid, and then they seen they were having a meal and they invited them in, that's good too. Maybe they didn't get invited, but yeah. Hey Ed, how's it going? The other theory is Wanapagi, however you pronounce their name, the Indians may have been in the area to plant crops, which is why they were near the settlement. There's so many different versions on how the Pilgrims just didn't invite them. I'm not saying it did or didn't because I don't know. I wasn't back there back then. Here's another one here. I think it is. Yeah, and this guy, the Silverman guy, this is what a lot of it's based on. When the Pilgrims landed in 1620, the chief offered the new arrivals and primary way to protect that tribe against their rivals. I don't know. The alliance was tested by colony lands, the colonists, when they decided to start expanding. The spread of disease and exploration of resources, then tensions ignited into war known as King Philip's War. The conflict devastated the Indians and forever shifted the balance of power in the favor of the Europeans. And again, that has nothing to do with the actual Thanksgiving itself. Okay, let's see. Says, well, this is different. The vertical, the chat is over the video and hard to read. You mean the chat on the window? Hey, Bulldogs, how's it going? Yeah, see, they don't have a separate edit for the vertical for some reason. I keep thinking of changing it. Well, that is it easier to read now? Here, I can actually make it wider too. I don't know if that helps or not. Bigger font. That's a bigger. Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. Just going over some conspiracies and stuff about Thanksgiving. What is the Thanksgiving myth? The myth is that friendly Indians, unidentified by tribe. Again, this changes so much because there was different tribes and all that stuff. But yeah. Hey, Desert Living, how you doing? Anyways, they welcomed the pilgrims to America, and they taught them how to live in this new place. And they sat down for dinner with them and then disappeared. Yeah. That's the big myth. They hand off American to white people so they can create a great nation dedicated to liberty. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Okay. Wonder who wrote that one. Yeah, some of these are interesting. Some of them are very interesting. Anyway, I think think of it as depending on how you look at it. If you want to look at it as, it's an evil day when we made Indians disappear and stuff like that. There was bad on both sides, so I don't look at it one way or another. The past is the past. We can't change anything. And technically, the way I look at it, we shouldn't give reparations to something that happened hundreds of years ago. Because I never did harm to an Indian, and I haven't been harmed by an Indian. So move forward, so to speak. Bulldogs and chat. I just think it's a day that we should give thanks that we're still here and we have loved ones and friends that we can celebrate with, even if they're not in the same room. You can still give thanks to somebody that you're a friend to or a family member, even if they're states away. And I think that's the way it should be looked upon. Not making it a negative thing that happens on a last Thursday of the month. Yeah. So it seems like everybody everybody likes the normal widescreen better than the vertical. And it would be nicer if they let you edit the vertical because the vertical kind of goes where it goes. Different layouts for it. Well, that's good right there, I guess. I don't know. Oh, I understand. Yeah. I was almost going to cancel today anyway because I just got back. Me and the son went out to the pizza buffet. Didn't really eat that much. It was okay, but it was kind of on the greasy side. I can't read the chat on the screen with you. You mean on the vertical one? Hey, Glory in the garden. I figure I can drop the link if anybody wants to come up. If I know them. There we go. Put that up over there. Now, I don't know where to put everybody up on this thing, but like I said, I figured I'd give it a try. And there are so many different layouts and everything now that I don't know which way is which. See, now this one on the vertical would be good, but unfortunately, actually, let's do this. Tall. There we go. Eh. See, I'm gonna have to do some editing so I can put a dark background over there because I think a dark background would work with that. Where is the backgrounds? Here's a dark blue. There. That works a little bit better. Can you guys see the chat a little bit better on the screen? See, and that's the thing. I don't know where chat is on vertical because I don't watch YouTube on my phone. I just don't do it. Okay. More than likely what I'll do is make a background. That way I can have the chat to where it's visible for everybody. One chat is behind the other. Oh, is it? It looks like it's the same on mine. Yeah. It's streaming at the same time. Looks the same. Okay. But I wish it had a setting to where if I could make the vertical chat wider would be nice. When you go to type on the iPad, it goes up the screen. Oh, really? And that's the vertical side? I went to had to go to Walmart of all places, which I don't suggest going to Walmart this week at all unless you absolutely have to. I had to get celery and a few other little things, and the people are just going nuts. People run into everybody, and of course, you would know at Walmart, they have the whole front of the store is full of checkout places, and there's two checkout where there's actually a person checking people out, and then they have the self checkouts on the end, and then they have some aisles to where it's the self checkout aisles to where you can put your stuff on the belt, and for those who have more stuff. They always have those closed. I'm like, what is the purpose of having those? What's the purpose of having all the checkouts when you don't even use them? It's all self checkout now. And then they complain about we're getting so much theft now that we do self checkout. I'm like, well, then stop doing self checkout. Well, it's not even Walmart. Even Bueller's has self checkouts, and I mean Bueller's is okay, but the self checkout, any time if you get something on sale, when you go to check out, it's never on sale. So you have to call them over and say, "Hey, this is on sale and it didn't register." So you still have to wait for somebody to come and help you. I think Aldi's is the only place, at least my Aldi's doesn't have self checkout, which usually there's only one line and 30 people waiting in line. And Bueller's is cool because they actually have baggers, somebody that bags your groceries up for you, which is surprising. It'll be at times when you just won't see that anymore. And I was listening to a conference thing from the Walmart, the Heads Up Walmart. They were doing a thing to where they were talking about the future of Walmart, and they want to do the pickup and delivery and phase out people coming to the store in the next 5 to 10 years. So can you imagine that you won't be going to Walmart anymore? You have to order online or on your phone or something. Oh yeah. That was good. That was good. And it just came out. That was last year when this had happened. And I don't know if any guys put a one in chat if you heard about the vice president of Campbell talking when he thought the mic was dead. When he didn't think the microphone was on anymore. Oh boy. Yeah, 3D printed meat. Yep, that's it. Why anybody wants to eat this crap? That's what they want. Or that it's what they believe. They just don't say it. They just want that money. This guy decided, whoop, I'm gonna let it all out here. And I often wonder, did he, or did he do it on purpose, or was it a oops? I stopped eating Campbell's when they switched their ingredients. The one bioengineered ingredients, which we still don't know what it is. They give you a list of the items that can be bioengineered ingredient, which we don't know what it is. The next thing being the high fructose corn syrup. If you can cut that out of your diet, you will feel 100 times better. It's just horrible stuff. Yeah, I don't do Campbell's anymore. I seldom do cereal or a soup. I just make it myself. I made soup last night, and it was gone. It was gone, and it was so good. Which I'll have it up on the cooking channel tomorrow. I was supposed to put it up today, and I never got to it. Yeah, it's hard eating food now with all the processed crap in it and everything. It's some nasty stuff. It really is. Oh, the vegetable soup is hardly vegetable soup anymore. Let me see if no, that's not it. Trying to find one that I can get. Wow, that's even worse. Jeez. That's not any better either. I'll just have to edit it and do it myself, I think. Let's do that. Let's do this. There we go. Edit. Can I? Oh, yeah, that works. Let's delete that. And then I can move this where I want it. Can I move it? Oh, it doesn't let you move the chat. Interesting. Okay. Well, see, it doesn't let you edit the vertical. See, if I put it here, it's in the way of chat. So I'll just put it right there. And it doesn't let you, I wonder why it doesn't let you do that. Interesting. Save. Update. There we go. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, mushroom soup. Mushroom soup is really not that hard to do. Now I was thinking. Now see if it would let me move the chat, that would be perfect, because not for the vertical, because I'm not sure about even using that anymore. But I do have backgrounds like this here. And then I could move if it let me move the chat, I could move the chat up into that extra window. But again, the vertical thing, it's so annoying that you can't edit the vertical. that I know of. I don't know. I'll have to get into that, but I'm just going to leave this on there for right now. Homemade Italian chicken weddings. Ooh, that sounds good. Is that the one with the little meatballs in it? Okay, yeah, that's the one I like. I had some leftover chicken cutlets that I made into chicken parmesan. Ooh, that sounds good. Yeah, little meatballs. Is it really meat though? Well, if it comes in a can, it probably isn't. It's probably 3D printed meat, which technically that is how they make that. Uh, the lab meat. In some cases, like if they're making a ribeye steak, it's actually printed with a 3D printer, and it actually builds up the thing into a steak. If you ever watch how that's made, it's very, very, very disturbing. I've done a ton of research on the lab meat, so to speak. The thing is, uh, it takes more resources, um, a lot more resources um, than it does to raise a cow. The carbon footprint to create the meat and to reproduce it is like 6 times more than just raising a cow. But gotta get rid of global warming. The cow farts are just making it unbearable to live, and yeah. But I guarantee you won't stop driving your car around. It's okay for your car to put out farts, but not a cow. Before they into a chicken. My cans of chicken noodle soup. Yeah, and chicken noodle soup used to be the thing, Hello. I bet you it's nice and warm down there in Texas. Yep. Yeah, that's a good one there. Which they are still doing. They just recently did a test. It was a dummy test, so to speak. Um, they actually shot one. I'm not sure. I'm thinking it was in. Nevada. They shot it from an actual fighter jet. Without a live warhead, of course, but still. And even though we're not supposed to be doing that, that was part of the agreement, which I don't think any country followed that agreement either. That no testing of certain things and whatnot. Oh yeah, I imagine it will. Well, let me see here. It's almost 9 o'clock, and I think, actually, I don't know if she's going live tonight or not. And sometimes I don't like being the beta tester for YouTube, because they really screwed up the browsing, because I have to go back to the main page to click on my subscriptions so I can see what new videos are out there for people and whatnot. And it's very annoying. So hopefully they fix that and bring it back the way it was. Hopefully. Everything. Read the labels. Yeah. Yeah. Whenever I started going to carnivore, I started getting into reading the labels and whatnot. And let me tell you, you would be surprised of, and just find an ingredient and then read it, or do research on that ingredient. Just like artificial flavoring or natural flavoring. What is that? It can be anything. Legally, it can be anything. They could crap in a bottle. Oh, natural flavoring. That's the thing. There's nobody checking to make sure what the natural flavoring is. It's a legal term for the person's secret ingredient, so to speak, to make it their own. And some of these words that are longer than my car, what are these words? What sometimes, and one of the worst things of the ingredients is the coloring. Some of the coloring, when it's just as easy, if you need a red, use beets. That's natural coloring. Okay, let's see here. Oh, there it is. Where is it? That's tomorrow. I thought Amy was going live tonight. Might not be. Yeah, pomegranates. Pomegranates really good for you too. Come on. Yeah, just poor little guy. Got a sick kitty last couple days. Here, go ahead and lay down. He just started eating today, so that's good. I was starting to get worried for him. Yeah, I didn't see anything popping up. Of course, the way YouTube is right now, it's kind of wonky. Oh, well, actually says she's live right now. Oh no. Yeah, it's okay. There it is. Yeah, she's going live. So let me go ahead and get the link for you and send you guys over there. And I think 101 is going to be going live Thanksgiving night, I think. We'll see. He says he is, but hard to say. But if you guys head over there, make sure you say hey and tell her I sent you guys over, and probably see you guys Friday. We'll see how things go. But I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me tonight. And since, I got the StreamYard thing, I will start doing some interviews here shortly. Because I know Needy Homesteader's been bugging me to do an interview and stuff. So we'll probably have her up here pretty soon also, and a few other people. And before we go, I want to thank everybody, and everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and get fat. We'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Thank you. YouTube, don't copyright this.